Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Comic Book Nostalgia. I'm CB Nostalgia and I got a big update on Daredevil Born Again. Well, it seems like Daredevil Born Again is shaping up to be something quite interesting. We've been hearing a lot about the show, and it's going to be a massive 18 episodes, giving us the longest Marvel series yet. Now, earlier today, we talked about the return of Foggy Nelson, played by Eldon Henson. But more reports have dropped today that indicate some major Marvel characters are making an appearance in the show. Now, I want to say before we dive into this report, this has not been confirmed by a major trade, Marvel Studios, or Disney+, but I have reached out to multiple sources to get some confirmation on both stories, and I am hearing both of them are very, very true. We want to frame this properly so we give you the right information, but I didn't want to miss this report because I think it's a big deal. Now, it turns out we're going to have quite a few guest stars in that giant run that Daredevil is going to have on Disney+. And we've been hearing for a long time about the return of some Netflix characters. It turns out this is actually true, but it's not who we were expecting. And they won't be alone because we'll get a visit from another character introduced in a previous Disney+ series. Let's talk about that one first. Now, what's being reported in multiple locations is Alaqua Cox will return as Maya Lopez in Daredevil Born Again. As many of you know, Charlie Cox is supposed to be part of the Echo series, and it looks like that relationship will indeed get reciprocated on the upcoming Daredevil reboot on Disney+. Now, the report doesn't indicate how big of a part she'll play, but given how She-Hulk has been working and the episodic nature of all this, along with a lot of other guest stars appearing on the show, I really think she might actually show up for 2 or maybe 3 episodes. We'll have to wait and see. Her character was pretty well received on Hawkeye, and a really curious one for a spinoff that's coming up very soon. I think honestly her spinoff was 100% meant to set up this Daredevil series, so it makes a lot of sense for her to appear in the show. Now, this brings us to the other big part of this report, and this is the part that has me pretty excited. Now, we've been reporting for several months that Krysten Ritter could indeed be returning to the role of Jessica Jones. Now, what we are hearing now is there has been a scheduling conflict, and she actually won't be able to take up a major part in the series. Now, whether she appears as a cameo in that series, we're not too sure yet. That's still a distinct possibility, but the major role that she had has now been changed up a little bit. Now, instead of Krysten Ritter being on this show, Marvel is indeed bringing back another Netflix character, and that'll be the one and only Frank Castle. That's right, the Punisher will return in Daredevil Born Again. Now, this isn't a cameo role either, it's supposed to be a significant part, and I actually think we're going to find this out a lot sooner than later. It was rumored for a while that Charlie Cox was visiting Los Angeles and runs into the She-Hulk while he's in pursuit of Jessica, and if Krysten can't be in the show, then that character he's looking for will indeed be the Punisher. This actually makes a lot of sense to me. I do like the professional relationship between Jessica and Matt, and I totally can see Matt having her back in lots of ways, especially if she's gone MIA. But Matt Murdock has this sense to save Frank Castle. He knows Frank's a hero, just simply goes too far, and their fundamental view on life and death and the morality associated with that is the key driving factor between the two characters. Matt has worked pretty hard to try to save Frank from day one, and I could totally see him being a major pursuit in the Daredevil series. Now, adding these two characters, along with Jessica Jones, into Daredevil once again brings up the specter of the street-level hero group that seemingly is forming in the MCU. Remember, a couple of months ago, Kevin Feige made it super duper clear. Daredevil and Spider-Man would be leading these street heroes in some sort of event down the road. Should Krysten Ritter return as Jessica Jones and Jon Bernthal as Frank Castle, we're basically left with 2 shows unaddressed, Luke Cage and Iron Fist. And then we would have the whole library of characters return to the MCU in this street-level New York adventure. Quite honestly, with 18 episodes in Daredevil and all these guest appearances, I'm really starting to wonder if we could get an appearance by one certain wall crawler. That's not been confirmed or even rumored anywhere at this point, but it really is a question that should be answered, and since Kevin Feige said the 2 of them would lead up to Street Heroes, I think it's something that has a strong possibility. Personally, I think Luke Cage and Danny Rand will be reintroduced in a Heroes for Hire series that'll probably follow up on Daredevil. This would allow them to bring back Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Colleen Wing, Misty Knight, and several other characters, rounding out the population of street-level heroes for the MCU. Obviously, this is all speculation and we're going to have to wait and see, but I do think it is a great time to be really excited about these New York City-based heroes that are now coalescing in this upcoming series. It sounds like Daredevil will indeed be the launching pad for a big part of the future of the MCU. Obviously, we're following everything Daredevil Born Again on this channel and the satellite of operations that seem to be orbiting it, so make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of the updates. But until we know more, what do you guys think? How do you feel about Alaqua Cox's Echo making an appearance in Daredevil Born Again? And which one would you have rather had in the series, Kristen Ritter's Jessica Jones or John Bernthal's The Punisher? Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, click subscribe, and if you don't ring that bell, you won't get any updates. Peace.